Hello, grade 9 learners. How are you? I hope you really enjoyed your vacation, and I hope you were able to gather enough energy because you need them to get a good start this first quarter. I am Teacher Edward Equetan Jr., your math learning buddy. Level up your strength and mind. Get your pen, your answer sheet, learning activity sheet, and join me in this journey. Our objective is you should be able to illustrate quadratic equation and be able to solve quadratic equation by completing the square and using the quadratic formula. Before we are going to start with our lesson, let's see if you can still remember what you learned during your grade 8 math, because those information are necessary for you to understand our lesson. To start with, let's see the relationship between the square of a binomial and a perfect square trinomial. First, the quantity of x plus 3 to the second power is simplified by squaring the first term x as x squared. Secondly, multiply the first term x to the second term 3 is 3x times its exponent 2 is 6x. And lastly, square the last term 3 equals 9. The result is x squared plus 6x plus 9. Second, the quantity of x minus 4 to the second power is simplified by squaring the first term x as x squared. Then, multiply the first term x to the second term negative 4 and to its exponent 2 is negative 8x. And square negative 4 is 16. The product is x squared minus 8x plus 16. Third, the quantity of 2x plus 7 to the second power is simplified by squaring the first term 2x as 4x squared. Then, multiply the first term 2x to the second term 7 and again to the exponent 2 is 28x. And 7 to the second power is 49. The result is 4x squared plus 28x plus 49. Lastly, we repeat what we did in the first three examples. The quantity of 4x minus 3 to the second power. Again, square the first term 4x is 16x squared. Then, 4x times negative 3 times its exponent 2 is negative 24x. And negative 3 squared is 9. Therefore, the product is 16x squared minus 24x plus 9. Were you able to see the relationship between a square of a binomial and a perfect square trinomial? Yes, very good. From those examples, if you try to see, the product when squaring a binomial is exactly a perfect square trinomial. From that review, let us start with our lesson by learning how to solve or find the solutions or roots of quadratic equation by completing the square. Before I will discuss the examples, kindly read the examples and steps in completing the square in your learning activity sheet on pages 1, 2, 3. Pause this video first before you start reading. Play it once you're done. We will be applying those steps as we solve the examples. Given a quadratic equation, x squared plus 4x minus 12 is equal to 0. First is to transform the quadratic equation by isolating the variables on the left side of the equation and the constant on the right side. The result is x squared plus 4x is equal to 12. Next, we rewrite it as x squared plus 4x plus blank is equal to 12 plus blank. Following the steps, we use the coefficient of the linear term or the second term, which is 4, whether positive or negative. So 4 divided by 2 or 4 times 1/2 is 2. Then 2 to the second power is 4. We will now add 4 to both sides of the equation. The equation now is x squared plus 4x plus 4 is equal to 12 plus 4. Then, simplify the right side of the equation by adding 12 and 4 is 16. The equation is x squared plus 4x plus 4 equal to 16. Then, we rewrite the left side of the equation, which is a perfect square trinomial, as square of a binomial, as the quantity of x plus 2 to the second power. Next, to get rid of the exponent, we put a square root sign to both sides of the equation and simplify. Remember that the square root of 16 is positive negative 4. Then, we transpose 2 on the right side. That means we have x is equal to negative 2 plus minus 4. From here, we find the solutions or roots by separating the plus and minus sign, as x is equal to negative 2 plus 4. Simplify by adding negative 2 and 4 is positive 2. Second root is x is equal to negative 2 minus 4. Combine negative 2 and negative 4 is negative 6. Therefore, the solution of the quadratic equation x squared plus 4x minus 12 equal to 0 is 2 and negative 6. Example number 2. Given the quadratic equation, x squared minus 5x plus 3 equal to 0. Transpose first the constant positive 3 to the right side as negative 3. Rewrite it as x squared minus 5x plus blank is equal to negative 3 plus blank. Then, we complete the left side to make it perfect square trinomial by using the coefficient of the linear term or the second term 5, whether positive or negative. Then, 5 divided by 2 is still 5 over 2. Next, 5 all over 2 to the second power is 25 over 4. We add that 25 over 4 to both sides of the equation. We have x squared minus 5x plus 25 over 4 is equal to negative 3 all over 1 plus 25 over 4. Next, we simplify the right side. We cross multiply negative 3 and 4 is negative 12. Then, cross multiply 25 and 1 is 25. Write the denominator by multiplying 1 and 4 is 4. And simplify the numerator by combining negative 12 and 25 is 13. That means the right side is 13 all over 4. Now, we write down the left side as square of a binomial as the quantity of x minus 5 all over 2 raised to the second power equals the right side 13 all over 4. Next, we must get rid with the exponent by putting a square root sign to both sides of the equation and then simplifying. Now we have x minus 5 all over 2 is equal to positive negative square root of 13 all over 2 and then transpose negative 5 all over 2 to the right side. Means we have x is equal to 5 all over 2 plus minus square root of 13 all over 2. Finally, we simplify the two roots as x is equal to 5 all over 2 plus minus square root of 13 all over 2. The other one is x is equal to 5 all over 2 minus square root of 13 all over 2. Since they have a common denominator, we finalize the roots or solution as x is equal to 5 plus square root of 13 all over 2. The second one is x is equal to 5 minus square root of 13 all over 2. Therefore, the solutions or roots of the quadratic equation x squared minus 5x plus 3 equal to 0 is 5 plus square root of 13 all over 2 and 5 minus square root of 13 all over 2. I hope you were able to understand the two examples in finding the roots or solutions by following the steps. Moving on, we will also learn how to find the roots or solutions of quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. But before that, you must read first the steps and its examples in your learning activity sheet on pages 3 and 4. Pause this video and get started. Play the video after reading. For the next examples, we will still follow the steps you read in finding the roots using the quadratic formula. For example, find the roots of quadratic equation x squared minus 9x plus 14 is equal to 0 using the quadratic formula. From the given, it is already written in the standard form. Next, you must identify the coefficients of a, b, and c. Here, a is 1, b is negative 9, and c is 14. Now, we substitute the values of each variable in the quadratic formula. That means we have x is equal to negative times negative 9 plus minus square root of negative 9 to the second power minus 4 times 1 times 14 all over 2 times 1. Next, we simplify the terms inside the radical sign or square root sign. Then we have x is equal to 9 plus minus square root of 81 minus 56 all over 2. Continue further by subtracting 81 and 56 is 25. We then have x is equal to 9 plus minus square root of 25 all over 2. The square root of 25 is positive negative 5. Now we have x is equal to 9 plus minus 5 all over 2. To find the roots, separate the two signs. This means that the first one is x is equal to 9 plus 5 all over 2. Simplify the numerator, which is 14, and divided by 2 is 7. The second root is x is equal to 9 minus 5 all over 2. We simplify the numerator is 4. Then divide 4 by 2 is 2. Therefore, the roots of the quadratic equation x squared minus 9x plus 14 equal to 0 is 7 and 2. Did you understand? How about the next one? Using 2x squared plus 7x minus 9 equal to 0. Your given is written in its standard form. So, proceed to the next step by identifying the values of the coefficients a, b, and c. In here, a is 2, b is 7, and c is negative 9. Substitute those values in the quadratic formula. Then we have x is equal to negative times 7 plus minus square root of 7 to the second power minus 4 times 2 times negative 9 all over 2 times 2. After that, we simplify the terms inside the radical sign. Then we have x is equal to negative 7 plus minus square root of 49 plus 72 all over 4. Continue by simplifying the terms inside the square root sign. 49 added to 72 is 121. We find the square root of 121 is 11. Now we have x is equal to negative 7 plus minus 11 all over 4. From here, we find the roots. The first one is x is equal to negative 7 plus 11 all over 4. Then, add negative 7 and 11 is 4. Then, divide 4 and 4 is 1. The second root is x is equal to negative 7 minus 11 all over 4. Combine negative 7 and negative 11 is negative 18. Simplify both numerator and denominator by reducing negative 18 and 4 is negative 9 over 2. Therefore, the roots of the quadratic equation 2x squared plus 7x minus 9 equal to 0 is 1 and negative 9 all over 2. You had just learned all the steps in finding or solving the roots or solutions of a quadratic equation by completing the square and using the quadratic formula. So, the next thing you must do is get your pen and your answer sheet. Read the instructions or directions carefully in each activity that you are going to accomplish on pages 4 and 5. Do not forget to answer page 6. That's it for now. See you on the next episode, only here at DepEd MP TV.